The Internet of Things, IoT, stuff that we're hearing a lot more about, especially here at IDF, but on a regular basis these days. We're at the Microsoft exhibit in the showcase area here at the Intel Developer Forum, and Colin Murphy joins us, who is a technical product manager with the IoT client. Welcome, Colin, into tomorrow.
Thank you, Dave. Pleasure.
What is an IoT client, per se?
Okay, so the IoT client is our platform, or our platforms for bringing Windows to this smaller class of device for the maker community. So just like we have here, just on the desk here, we have these are Intel Galileo boards. These are maker boards where you can plug lots of cool like fidgets, little sensors, proximity sensors into this. And what we've done at Microsoft is we've actually taken Windows and we've brought it down to this class of device. We've given it away free, so for the makers. So you can actually go to Windows on devices, you can actually download the bits, and you can use like Visual Studio Express free tools. So all those developers that love and breathe like the desktop, or like to play with Microsoft technology, they can now do so with this smaller class of device and have fun.
Now, are you telling me that it's like a smaller version of Windows 8.1 on these devices, or what kind of Windows operating system are these things using?
Essentially, that's it. Yeah, we've taken like the Windows 8.1 kernel, the Windows 8 kernel. We've shrunk it down. We've taken away the UI so it can go on these maker boards, and then we've given this away to our community so actually they can go have fun, make lots of devices. We've typically been in this space for like I think about 15 years, in the embedded space, I like to call it, where we actually have consumer customers building like industrial PCs, POS terminals, your ATM machine where you've got the cash out of your cash out for the day. Those are typically embedded systems where we actually provide these platforms for that ecosystem. But now we're actually coming down to a smaller class of device and also making it available for the maker community. So this is what we're showing here today.
And for our audience, how would you describe what the maker community is? Because there may be folks listening saying, sounds cool, but what is that? And then how would they use these things?
So the maker community, it can vary actually. So there's like the hobbyist maker, someone who just wants to do this for fun, which would actually be me. So I'm in marketing, but I will actually go get these boards just to learn technology, have fun, play with the board, try and make it like a sensor for my backyard, a moisture sensor that turns on my sprinkler system automatically. It's a fun home project, for a technical person to do. And then there's the more serious side of makers who are actually in corporations where, maybe they want to rapidly prototype an idea, they're familiar with Windows, they can actually go get a Galileo board and put Windows on there and test out their theory, test out their ideas pretty rapidly with the tools they know today.
And what's really cool is that these boards have, of course, that great Intel processor on them and very small. Obviously, many of them have Windows running them. They also have LAN capability. They've got a USB port. They've got what you need to be a small computer to do whatever it is that you want to make, and thus the maker community.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, these boards are really great nowadays. We've obviously heard a lot about the Raspberry Pi. So Intel's obviously in the space with the Galileo. It's got all the Ethernet, like you said, and Wi-Fi, and all the connectivity, the USB, the micro SD card. So it really has everything as a board to just get started. You don't have to go build a board. Here's your dev board. And then, if you ever get to the point where, that idea is going to become a commercial project, they provide all the schematics for it, so you can actually take it to a partner and get an actual shrunk down board made into a real product if you wanted to. It just makes that rapid prototyping, getting started, much quicker, and it opens it up to a much wider audience of people who are maybe a little bit scared, hesitant to play around with hardware. All the tools now, whether it's the software platform, like the tools like Visual Studio, we make it very easy to plug and play with all these little peripherals and start writing your apps.
And of course, in this case, with Windows on board, perhaps it's easier for some people to be able to do things from the start.
Yes, I'm sure with Windows on board, definitely the Windows developer community is going to be very easy for them to just, whatever they've done on the desktop, they're very familiar with the desktop programming, developing on that environment. This will just be a snap for them. It'll be just a breeze, just a piece of cake, going to this platform and using the same tools.
And I'm glad you mentioned Raspberry Pi. That's something we've had a lot of listeners ask about over the last few months. We've talked about on the show. It's not a scrumptious dessert. It's something very similar to, in this case, the Galileo and the ability to do unique things on a very small scale.
Yes, it is. And I think we're going to see a lot more of this from not just Intel, from other makers out there, other companies out there. They're going to make a lot more like these prototype dev boards, these getting started kits for makers to rapidly prototype these cool IoT type devices. But there's also the other side of it, where if you want to build out a complete robust solution, an end-to-end solution, is like, what do you do with that device? Do you connect it? How do you connect it? So it's one of the other things that Microsoft does offer is, we have a limited public preview of a service that's coming out called our Intelligent System Service. That is actually going to be running on our cloud platform, Microsoft Azure. So that service will allow you to connect all these devices, whether it's a maker device or a regular device, and get extra data out of that telemetry securely to the cloud. You'll be able to use all of our tools, Power BI tools, to get great analytical data out of it and turn that data into actual insights and actions.
All part of IoT, the Internet of Things. And while I've got you, speaking of the Internet of Things, let's go on a little bit of a larger scale and talk about tablets. You're showing some pretty cool things from Microsoft and your partners of very inexpensive tablets available in time for the Christmas shopping season, yes?
That's correct, Dave. There's a few new tablets we're showing here. These are like pre-release tablets. They're still like beta tablets, but we can walk over there now and we can take a look at some of the things that are coming out later on in the year or early next year, just to show consumers what's coming on the market.
So now we've moved around the Microsoft exhibit to the tablets and 2-in-1s and laptops and that sort of thing. Colin, what can you tell us about some of the new things coming out?
Oh, Dave, so this is really exciting. So we have a really great range of new tablets, 2-in-1s coming out. So your consumers will actually see these later on in the year, early next year. And we've got a whole range here, ranging from like these devices that are, close to like $100 up to several $100s. But the range you're seeing here on this countertop here, I mean, they go up to like $200 or $300. So it's pretty great range of inexpensive tablets, form factors. They're the Core M processors Bay Trail processors. To this one's a Core M, slightly higher.
From the Atom processors to the new Core M, all running Windows and many available in time for the holiday shopping season. And this one that even comes apart as you're able to see.
I just pulled this one apart for you just to show you how thin this one is. I don't have it powered on at the moment, but yeah, this is the Core M one, a much higher end processor. Really nice, sleek design, thinner than all of these. And then if I look at this one here, and this is like a little clamshell. This one, I think this one will be around about the $200 range. Please don't quote me on that, but I think that's the target, round about that range. You'll see this in stores. Great little design from Asus here, and then this one actually does come apart.
Oh, good, you didn't just break it. It actually comes apart.
It actually comes apart as well. Again, very, very low price range. The great thing here is we get a really wide variety of form factors to suit customers' needs. So it's not just one size tablet. You've got a great range of devices for consumers to suit their needs for what they like to do, browse. If they want a bit more processing power, they need like some office stuff on there. The slightly higher end ones. It's a great selection. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, some great things at affordable prices, and many, as I mentioned, and you did, in time for the holidays. So look for your tech folks in your family that already have everything. They don't have this yet.
Yep, okay.
Very good. Colin, thanks so much for spending a few minutes with us here at IDF.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Thank you.
And of course, Microsoft.com for more information. We'll get you there too, along with all of our guests here. We'll link you to their sites. Be sure to see the videos if you're listening on the radio right now, whenever you have a chance, at your computer or tablet or even your smartphone. Come check out the videos of everything we're showing and talking about here at the Intel Developer Forum in San Francisco. I'm Dave Graveline. Into Tomorrow continues on the Advanced Media Network.